Hi everyone, this is Karen with Karen Louise Creates, and today I'm hopping on really quick just to share my entries into Tina's Craft Creations Sisterhood of the Traveling Journal. If you want to know more about what Tina made in her journal and how she came about what she wanted us to do in it, you're going to want to go to her YouTube video, which will be listed below, and watch her very first video about this journal. But today I'm just going to share what I entered into her journal. So the first thing she asked us to do was to check in. And then the first prompt she had for us was to write down our favorite books. And if you watched my video from a couple months ago, well, last month, you'll remember me saying that I really don't read that much anymore. So I just added my favorite movie, which was made from a book, which is Where the Crawdads Sing. And then I did kind of add to this that when I was younger, I did love reading anything that was Sandra Brown. So if anyone knows who Sandra Brown is, she is an author of kind of suspenseful books. I would say a cross between suspenseful and smutty, for a lack of a better word. So the next thing she had was for us to pick some die cuts and for us to leave some. So these are the two die cuts that I picked. She had quite a few in there. And the die cut that I'm leaving is this little seed packet. And she can glue down this portion once she fills it with some sequins or something. And then whoever she gives it to, they just rip off this tab to see what's inside. So I made one for her, and then I also just cut the pieces to another one. The next thing she asked for us was to add some stickers. And I added this flower bouquet, this purple house. I also added a perfume bottle and a typewriter. The next thing was a washi dump, and I added these two lines of washi. And then she had this page called Chips on Chips, and she wanted us to add our favorite chips. My photos didn't come out too good, but I don't really eat chips. You know, like Doritos or anything like that. So I just kind of put, if I do eat chips, they're the Boulder Canyon ones. I like those. And then I sometimes will eat these Frankie's Organic puffcorns. And then I do like chocolate, even though I don't eat a lot of chips. And I like these Unreal ones that kind of taste like an Almond Joy, but they're just a little bit healthier ingredients, I guess, would be a good way to put it. She also had a word search in here, which was a lot of fun. So I did my word search here. I thought this was a really fun activity. And I might add something to this too. I was invited into another Sisterhood traveling journal, and I think I might do something similar to this in mine. The next thing she wanted was a mixed media entry. And I know this is not really technically mixed media, you know, as far as, you know, like different mediums, but I tried this paste on this page and I totally ruined it. I don't know, this is the Bo Bunny confetti paste, and I tried, you know, using it with a stencil, and it didn't even look good. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to look up about this paste and see what all you can do with it. It might end up in a donate box for me, but I ended up, out of frustration, just scraping off what I could, and then I just added a torn piece of paper, some washi, and some stickers. And the next thing she had was for us to pick a postcard that she left from her favorite place that she likes to travel. and then to leave one. And this is the postcard that I picked. And this is the postcard that I left. And this is a postcard of Banff Springs in Canada. And if you've never been, it's beautiful. And then these prompts were added by Caroline at My Crafty Adventures. And she had a prompt here, what's your sign? And I just printed out Aries. She also had what's in your basket. And this is pretty much my grocery list every couple weeks. Fresh fruit, some veggies, some meat, sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut. I love walnuts, chia seeds, sweet potatoes. I'm pretty simple. Pretty simple. And then she also added a prompt of flower power. And I added this cluster of flowers here. And I think that's all she added. And then Carolyn did not add an about me, so I messaged Tina and I said, hey, do you want me to add an about me? And she said, yes, if you'd like to do that, go ahead and do that. So I did. I added an about me. And it's pretty much, I just printed out the same information that I've had in each journal. And then I added my photo here. And this is a Heidi swap die that I bought recently, which is kind of fun. And then I did add these photos into her album. She likes hummingbirds and roses. That's what reminds her of her mom. So I added some hummingbirds from our property and a rose that bloomed the first year we bought the property about 7 years ago, and it never bloomed again. So, and then that's our dog. And this is a little fawn that was laying in our front yard last year. And that is it. That's what I added to Tina's journal. Be sure to check below. I'll have a list of everyone else that's in this traveling journal group, so you can go and see what they entered into the journals that they had this month. Thanks a lot for stopping by, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.